Hello and welcome to another edition of Tale of the Tape. If you haven't noticed, it's a little bit different this time. I haven't done an audio version of one of these in quite a bit. The reason I'm doing this is because my cohort, my partner in crime these days, Robbie Miles, is currently out of town, and so therefore I do not have access to his camera. So instead of subjecting you to the terrible nature of my webcam, after using a much nicer camera these last few times, I decided to just go back to the way that I used to do it in an audio only podcast form, which is also much easier to do, and I can get it out much quicker and all fun things of that nature. So basically we're gonna I'm gonna be talking about I miss him so much. We're going to be talking... I did it again. I can't believe it. I'm going to be talking to you today about Royal Rumble 2017, of course. I'm going to be talking about... And, I haven't received them yet, but once I receive Rob's picks, I will also relay those to you as well, should they come up. I'll relay them at the end, or I will edit them in later. But for right now, we're going to go through... I'm using Forbes this time. Fancy. To get the supposed order, or in other words, the official card for Royal Rumble 2017. And I will go down and I will give you briefly, very, very briefly, because these have had a tendency in the past of running a little bit long. So I will briefly give my thoughts on each match. Should they come up, and should I need to kind of clarify some things. But more importantly, I will be giving my picks and my predictions for Royal Rumble 2017. So let's get right into it here with Cesaro and Sheamus versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for the WWE Raw Tag Team Championships. Are they not being called the Club anymore? That's sort of... okay. It seems odd. Maybe they didn't want to damage their brand anymore. I think this is pretty easy to predict. I think Cesaro and Sheamus are retaining, just because, I would like to see the Club win. I would like to see them get a win, but I don't know. It just seems weird. It seems odd to dethrone Cesaro and Sheamus this quickly. It sort of makes the New Day seem a little bit weak. But who knows? Maybe the Royal Rumble will see the end of the New Day. But that's my pick for Cesaro for the Raw Tag Team Championship match. I'm going with Cesaro and Sheamus. Nia Jax versus Sasha Banks for the kickoff show. This one's a little bit difficult to call just because Sasha may not be at 100%, but Sasha definitely needs to pick up more momentum if she's going to keep being somewhat taken seriously as a competitor, having basically lost the feud overall between Charlotte. Meanwhile, Nia Jax is still a monster heel, so you can't have her look weak, and she already tapped out at Survivor Series. Thanks, Vince. So a little bit tricky, but I'm going to go ahead and pick Sasha Banks to win via countout or some way that doesn't really damage Nia Jax, hopefully. And maybe because of that, maybe because it is something like a count-out victory, it'll give way to more matches or another match at Fastlane before they do whatever they're going to do with Sasha Banks. If you want to know what I think they're going to do with Sasha for WrestleMania, you can always check out our 2017 prediction video. You should definitely go check that out. It's a great video. I spent a lot of time on it. Hashtag shameless plug is shameless. Next, we have the rather impromptu booking of the six-woman tag team match. Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, and Natalya versus Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, and Naomi. I'm going to have to go with the heels on this one just because Mickie James just got here. She can't already have a loss. I know Naomi just returned also, but it's a return. It's like Mickey's she's been here before, but it's essentially a debut. So it just seems weird to have her be on the losing team, her very first match back. So I got to go with Alexa, Mickey, and Natalya. Next, we have the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Rich Swann. I got to go with Neville on this just because, I mean, I think he has the most momentum going into this match. And I think, you know, putting the title on somebody that the casual audience already knows, like Neville, will help the Cruiserweight division, which is honestly kind of struggling right now. Rich Swann, although I know a lot of people like him, a lot of people are really high on him, I'm kind of, he's all right. But Neville, I think he's just got he's in the right place at the right time. He's got all the momentum in the world, having just turned heel, so I think they're going to go with Neville for this one. For next is the WWE Raw Women's Championship match between Bayley and now Charlotte Flair. I'm seeing this all over the place now. Apparently, they randomly decided to start adding her last name back. Okay. It's just kind of random, I guess. But I gotta go with Charlotte on this one. Just because, you know, they've been building up this whole Queen of the Pay-Per-View thing. They've been building up this... Basically, this just doesn't feel like the right time for her to have her first clean loss at a pay-per-view. I don't mind it happening against Bayley, but maybe save that for WrestleMania. Save Bayley's first main roster championship and Charlotte's first pay-per-view singles loss for WrestleMania. It just seems like that's more the right call to make. Now, whether it's versus Bayley, whether it's versus Bayley and Sasha, whether it's in some other kind of match, I don't know. But it just seems like now is not the time, so I got to go with Charlotte Flair. Oh, and now we have the tricky one. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens for the Universal Championship with Chris Jericho in a shark cage. Now, it was also revealed last Monday I guess I should more likely say this Monday because it's the same week. It was revealed that it's now also going to be a non-disqualification match, which, I don't know, can kind of go either way in the favor of either opponent, but this is difficult for me because I want Roman to win. Now, before you crucify me, I just personally think, and I think I touched on this in my 2017 video, which, again, go watch that if you haven't already. I think it's a good video. Of course I do. I'm biased. Hashtag shameless, plug is shameless. But in it, and again here, I'm going to say that I just think there are more options and more interesting options with Roman Reigns as the Universal Champion heading into WrestleMania. Whether or not they turn him face or heel, although it would be great if they did turn him heel, but it is Vince, so they may not. But depending on who wins the Royal Rumble, which, again, if you've watched my 2017 video, it's no spoiler to say that I think Finn Balor is going to come back and win it. I'd much rather see him versus Roman and have a clash of styles than to face Kevin Owens, which there really kind of is no story there. They would kind of have to manufacture a story. I guess technically you could go with the whole I never lost the championship and this is the guy that took it and blah blah blah, but I think it's more interesting to go with Roman versus Finn, especially if they do turn Roman heel and now you've got a true heel versus a fan's babyface. Like a true heel versus a true babyface, whereas if you put Finn versus Owens, the audience likes both of them. So it's just, I don't know, it's not as strong, I guess. And for WrestleMania, I feel like there's just, for the Universal Championship that hasn't been booked that well up till now, it needs like a marquee big match with the best you can deliver. And I just think the way that they've been portraying Kevin Owens, I don't see that happening going into WrestleMania. Plus, I think it's basically common sense to go, well, Kevin Owens, no matter if he's Universal Champion or not, is probably going to face Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. That makes the most sense. Which could point to a Chris Jericho Royal Rumble win. I'll get to that in a minute here. Or it could mean that Kevin Owens drops the Universal Championship and they fight for the United States Championship, which could elevate the prestige of the U.S. Championship. So, I don't know. But officially, my pick for this match, since I am playing to win, and I think using WWE logic, they're kind of putting all these odds against Kevin Owens, I gotta go with Kevin Owens. I think it's sort of a bait and switch kind of deal. Although I don't like it, although this will be one where I won't mind being wrong on. Because, again, I think there's just more potential in a Roman Reigns Universal Champion, being Universal Champion heading into WrestleMania. That's just me. But my official pick is for Kevin Owens. For John Cena versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship, it's pretty simple. I think it's the wrong time to take the title off AJ. I think it's the wrong time to give John Cena his 16th title win and tying Ric Flair. I just think it's a little premature. I think they're just getting this rivalry restarted. If they were to start it off this way, there's little to build up to. So I think for now, keep the championship on AJ. If you want to go through all that later on, I think later on is the right time, not this Sunday. So now this is kind of ridiculous. I officially have Rob's picks now, and this is ridiculous. We have literally the same picks for every single match I've just talked about. The only thing that's different from his picks and mine are literally our 3 picks for who should win the Royal Rumble. Which, by the way, I should mention, we had decided, since the Royal Rumble is a very specific kind of match, it puts us, as people predicting it, at a very distinct disadvantage, as opposed to like a 1-2 or 1-3 or 1-4 chance of being right. Now we are at like 1-30. So I decided to give us both 3 picks, and we have a top pick, a second pick, and a third pick. We're going to be basically counting all these points as regular and as normal until we get to the Royal Rumble, where if our number 1 pick wins, we get 3 points. If our number 2 pick wins, we get 2, and our number 3, we get 1, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go through his, and then I'm going to go through mine. Like I said, his picks for every single match I've just talked about are literally the exact same as mine. So this is where we differ. His third pick to win the Royal Rumble, the 2017 Royal Rumble, is Dolph Ziggler, which I would not be mad if Dolph Ziggler won the Royal Rumble. In fact, if I had like 5, he'd probably be 4 on my list, and probably Baron Corbin would be 5th. Robbie Miles' second pick to win the 2017 Royal Rumble is Finn Balor. And of course, as we all know, if you've watched the 2017 video, which I keep plugging, his number 1 pick is Bray Wyatt. Now, on my hand, I personally believe that my third pick is wow, I almost forgot. My third pick is Bray Wyatt, who, again, I would not be mad if Bray Wyatt won the Royal Rumble. I would love it. My second pick is Jericho. Again, that's probably assuming that if Owens retains, Jericho's probably winning the Royal Rumble. It's sort of a The Rock and John Cena thing from what was that, 2013 when he broke Punk's streak, and then we all were like, oh god, that means that means twice in a lifetime. And of course, as I mentioned earlier in my 2017 video, my number one pick to win the 2017 Royal Rumble is going to be Finn Balor. But like I also mentioned earlier, this is a pretty wide open Royal Rumble, and there are only a few people I would actually be upset about if they won the Royal Rumble. Contrary to, I think, popular belief, I do not want another part-timer to win the Royal Rumble. I'm at my limit. I've had enough. I'm done. Stop. I don't want Goldberg. I don't want Brock Lesnar. As much as I love The Undertaker, I don't even want The Undertaker to win. No. But yeah, I would love if like Sami Zayn won. I would love if like Randy Orton won. There's nobody other than like Braun Strowman, which God no, Vince, you madman, don't do it. He's probably the only current superstar that I actually would be kind of upset about if they had him win. And lo and behold, he's one of the odds-on favorites. Good lord. But hey, that's our picks. As I mentioned before, Robbie Miles and I have basically the exact same predictions for all the matches except the Royal Rumble. One more time, Robbie Miles has number 3 Dolph Ziggler, number 2 Finn Balor, number 1 Bray Wyatt. I have number 3 Bray Wyatt, number 2 Chris Jericho, number 1 Finn Balor. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments section below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Again, thank you to all our family and friends for liking and watching these videos and helping support us. Thank you to anyone who chooses to support us in the future. Until next time, I've been TJT, and this has been Atamagazi Wrestling.